Hello. Um, so I'm just doing a little video because I couldn't do a stream this morning. And because I didn't feel like getting everything set up to do a live stream, so I'm just using my phone to record a video instead. Um, yeah, so I sometimes do videos rather than live stream. So if you'd like me to answer a question or something, then post them, email them to me. I can use that question for a video. Since I haven't got a question at the moment, I will just speak and that will be the video content. So yeah, so feel free to email me questions or comments and I can address them then through a video such as this. Okay, so I have no title, I have no question, so I will just speak whatever comes to speak. And I think I'll speak about being happy as a human. So, what I want to say about that is because I feel quite happy at the moment. I feel really happy. I feel just happy. Um, what I'll say is being happy as a human isn't a prerequisite for awakening. It isn't at all. What is being spoken about in terms of who we really are isn't based upon emotion or feeling or isn't based upon the separate person. So, regardless of your emotional state, your situation, your finances, your support systems, your whatever it is, it's irrelevant to what you essentially are, to consciousness, to emptiness, to fullness. That's irrelevant to what is being spoken about as freedom. Irrelevant, just really, really radical that you as a human being aren't, like, it's not to do with you, like it's not to do with you as a person. So normally we're thinking about fixing ourselves, getting this, getting that, acquiring this, acquiring that, achieving this, achieving that, removing this, removing that, and then there can be this completeness or wholeness or arrival. Whereas in non-duality, we're speaking about what already is innately free, what already is innately full, complete, love, whole, free. Um, so that's what non-duality is talking about, beyond the person or beyond the human character conditions of the human being. But I still like to express how being happy as a human, so having those things in place, having that level of psychological awareness of your needs, of being more healthy, being more like feeling happy as a human, like feeling achieved, feeling as if you're on a sense of achievement, like you're either working towards a project or something, or you're doing what you enjoy. That's the phrase. Doing what you love, what you enjoy. Um, you feel supported. You feel as if your life has supports in place. It has. It's just a happiness on the human level as a human. That is very in line with non-duality. Very in line with non-duality. So when there is that happiness as a human, it's more in line. It's like it's more in line with non-duality, because non-duality is freedom, it is happiness, it is joy, it is all things. Like it's freedom. So it is peace and it is joy. And so being happy as a human in your human life, your human conditions, kind of is very close to what non-duality is speaking about in a way. God, it's so contradictory, it's so confusing, but like it is like if you're not content, not happy, your life's in the shithole, or it's really like really bad, it's going to be very difficult to hear non-duality. It's going to be very difficult, and there'll be a lot of resistance, or a lot of, yeah, resistance is a good word, resistance to it, a lot of cutting off those difficulties, emotions, your finances, your life, ignoring that, repressing, cutting off from it, and just living in the non-dual concepts of freedom and happiness, but not actually living it, because it's too painful and too messed up as a human. So it does feel like being more healthy as a human is more, what's that word, like not congruent, conducive, maybe conducive to what's being spoken about energetically. That is, what's being spoken about is like the absolute freedom, of this, of whatever is. And if that is depression or mental health issues, or lack of finances, lack of support, lack of these lacks that maybe you have as a human, then then that's okay too. It's okay, but as a human, you're not going to feel happy. You're not going to feel happy if your basic needs aren't being met. You feel happy based upon you not being that. There can be like an opening to this beyond the human. So you can be happy from that glimpse of who you are beyond that. But as a human, which is a social alive animal that has needs and wants, if they aren't being addressed and acknowledged and met in some way, then there's going to continue to be that. And I say that through experience. I say that through someone who came to non-duality through desperation, in a way, like desperate, and luckily found these types of messages about who I am beyond the character, beyond the human. And that is without question a really important thing to hear. No doubt non-duality is so important to hear, regardless of your human state or condition. It's so important to hear that character, that human, isn't who you are. That isn't the truth of this experience. That storyline of you. So it's really important to hear non-duality. Oh, what was I saying? Was there a but there? It's really important to hear non-duality. But yeah, while the human is is in is in like it's crumpled, and it's all crumpled from life experiences, from whatever it's from. um then I would highly suggest the ironing out of that crumpled piece of paper. It's really important, and it isn't spoken about in non-duality enough. I know some speakers do mention that. I know some do, and it's probably hard to do that. Oh, look at this luck. It's hard to always do that when you're pointing to freedom and what is absolutely amazing. But I think it really has to be it has to be mentioned. I really do. Um, that happiness isn't bound to the person on one level, but also the person can be happy. The human can be happy. Not the person, but that the human is a better to try and like describe different parts of it. The person isn't a truth, but yet there is a human experience. And the freedom is like beyond the human experience, whether it be good or bad, crumpled or ironed. But yet, like, why wouldn't you want to have a ironed, uncrumpled experience as a human where your needs are met? I just think it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like, to have your needs met. It's just such a basic thing, and yet for some of us, like, it's not so simple to get those needs met if you're not aware of what those needs are. If your needs are different to other people's, which everyone's is to a degree, but there are basic needs that we all have. And if you're um, not aware of what your particular needs are, it can be very, very, just very difficult, very, very sufferingy. I don't know. Um, so yeah, but this is it. This is it. This is it. And so saying this is it isn't to say, therefore don't act, therefore don't get needs met, therefore don't do this or don't do that. That's a misunderstanding of this. That's a prison. That's a prison in a way. It's also really beautiful, but it's also, it can become a prison if you believe that as a human being, you believe that and take that on. So interesting talking about this. It's so interesting how there's this evolution and this um, growth and this deepening of this of this um, understanding, but also of this experience, of this teaching, of this expression of this human experience. I just love this. I just love this. I'm also loving half term as well. Yeah, so I've blabbed. I've blabbed enough for today. So yeah, just that's what came out. So that's what the video is, and I shall be back blabbing some more next week. Have a lovely, lovely week, and yes, lots of love. Bye.